Yo, what is up, guys? James Carter TV here to recap the Monday Night Football game between the Arizona Cardinals and the Baltimore Ravens. This was a game that I thought would be closer than some people were expecting. Some people just expected the Arizona Cardinals to come out and blow out the Baltimore Ravens, mainly because of the record disparity between both teams. You have the Ravens, who are a 1-5 football team coming into this game, and the Arizona Cardinals, a 4-2 team coming into this game. But if you look past those numbers, you see the Ravens, although their record says they're a bad team, and really they are, because once you're 1-6, you're a bad football team. I'm sorry, at this point, the sample size is large enough. You're a bad football team. You can't win football games. But despite that, they've been in a lot of close games. It's not even a lot of close games. Each and every one of their game has been close. Each and every single one of them. This loss that they had today was their biggest loss of the season by 8 points. The rest of their losses came by 6 points, 5 points, 4 points, 4 points, 3 points, and 5 points to the 49ers. I mean, each and every single one of their losses has been close. So, coming into this game, I knew that this game would be somewhat close. The Ravens would be in it. Jim Harbaugh is still a really good football coach. This is just a down year for the Baltimore Ravens. For some reason, every now and then, a team that has been playing well, that has been a playoff team or near that caliber for a while, has a down year every now and then. But they come back, and this is what I expect the Baltimore Ravens to do. But anyway, so really what happened in the game? Okay, so the Cardinals, they pretty much had control throughout after half of the first quarter. The first half of the first quarter started off good for the Baltimore Ravens. They got a field goal. They showed some things offensively, but the Cardinals went ahead, and then they stayed ahead for a while. Then the Ravens ended up going back up. I think it was like 10 to 10-7, and the Cardinals went up by 14-10, and then they didn't relinquish the lead yet again. Chris Johnson, who they picked up off the street, who had a bullet wound in his trapezius. This guy has come back. He's been playing absolutely great. He's on pace for over 1,000 yards. He looks like maybe not the CJ 2K of old, but like the CJ 1.2K, which the Cardinals are absolutely fine with because he presents a really big threat in the run game. And you saw that on the one play when it appeared as if he was down. He kept the wheels turning. He got up and he ran for a whole bunch of yards because the Ravens thought he was down. And what a gaffe by Brandon Williams, the nose tackle for the Baltimore Ravens, to have Chris Johnson in your grasp, to be holding him, to think the play is over and to let him go, say, yeah, the play is over. You just cost your team 50 yards or however long that run was, which was just a shame. And hey, those points would have been lovely for you to have, turning out how this game turned out. So anyway, really looking at this game and the results of this game. So the Ravens, they have a chance to win the game. They block a field goal when they're down 26-10, score a touchdown, score a 2-point conversion, 26-18. Cardinals get the ball back, run the ball a little bit, pass the ball more than they should, end up punting the ball back to the Baltimore Ravens, and then it's cool Joe time. And if you haven't known already, I'm a big Joe Flacco fan. I love watching Joe Flacco just because whenever Joe Flacco and the Ravens are playing, there's a high probability it's going to be a close game, that it's going to come down to a final drive. And isn't that why we love football? Isn't that final drive why we love watching football? Isn't it so climactic? I mean, the Ravens, they're in these games all the time. They've been in these games for the past 4 years. They're always down in the clutch. Joe Flacco made a Super Bowl out of these type of drives. I find it just absolutely entertaining and fascinating. Whether you like him or not, you have to admit, the Ravens tend to have a lot closer games than anyone else in the NFL. The Ravens, they have the closest games. This season alone they have. And I think over the past 5 seasons, if you're watching the Ravens, there's a high probability you'll be watching a close game. Unfortunately for them this year, those games aren't turning into W's, but whatever. So Joe Flacco has some nice throws, has some nice anticipatory throws, has some nice progression throws. But unfortunately, went all the way down to like the 9-yard line, threw the ball up, thought that Crockett Gilmore would come down with it. Tony Jefferson of the Arizona Cardinals did, and that was all she wrote. And this Cardinals secondary has been playing really well. You have Patrick Peterson, who continues to be a nearly lockdown corner. You have Tyrann Mathieu playing absolutely great. Oh my God, is he playing great? And he's making each and every scout that passed him up for like 4 or 5 rounds or however long he lasted regret their decisions. Tony Jefferson, who's also playing well. I don't know where they're getting all these LSU kids from, but hey, NFL, everyone, you need to start looking at these LSU DBs because they're making things happen over here in Arizona. Sorry about that. I have some stuff in my throat. Anyway, so the Cardinals continue to underwhelm. They've lost 2 games like this. They almost lost another one. They lost to the Rams. They should not have lost. They lost to, who else was it? The Pittsburgh Steelers, a game that they shouldn't have lost, and this one was in jeopardy. And you have the Seattle Seahawks that, yes, are 2-4, but they're breathing on your neck, and they're still in the hunt, and they're still looking for an NFC West title. And we've been assuming and projecting that, hey, 2 teams from the NFC West will make the playoffs. Maybe it's only going to be one. And maybe when the Cardinals and Seahawks face, that's what's really going to determine it. So the Cardinals continue to underwhelm. I'm not going to completely write them off as Super Bowl contenders, but if they want to win a Super Bowl, which they've shown the potential to be that team, they need to get hot late in the season. I need to start seeing them be better against these poor teams. And you just can't keep playing bad like this against these type of teams. You can't keep doing it, especially at home. You got to play better than this. I think they will. If you're asking me who am I picking, the Packers or the Cardinals to win the Super Bowl, give me the Packers. Or to go to the Super Bowl list, give me the Packers all day, every day. But the Cardinals can still get there, but they have to improve along the way. As for the Baltimore Ravens, this is a 4-win season for you. You just got to get over it. 4 or 5 wins, 6 at the max, 3 at the worst. This isn't a very good team for you guys this year in terms of finishing games. I mean, you guys are doing the exact opposite of what the Broncos are doing. The Broncos are playing a lot of close games, but they're winning them. They're 6-0 while you guys are 1-6. They're doing what you're not. Now, the thing about the Ravens, and this is why I'm warning you, do not write off the Ravens too much, all right? They've been in a lot of close games. We've shown an ability, or they have shown an ability to be in the playoff mix each and every year. This is going to be a down year for them. But with Ozzie Newsome at the helm, with, I don't know how much cap space they have, but we'll see. I have to check that. I'll look at that later. But them getting a high pick in this draft should scare some folks because there are some defensive stars that are coming into the NFL this year that I'm looking at. Specifically, one safety out of Florida State named Jalen Ramsey. And if the Baltimore Ravens end up with Jalen Ramsey, look out. He could be the next Ed Reed. And I'm very conservative when it comes to drafting or looking at draft prospects and grading draft prospects. But I am very impressed by Jalen Ramsey. I am very impressed by Vernon Hargreaves III, who's a cornerback, while Jalen Ramsey is a cornerback, but he projects more as a safety. Point is this. If the Ravens get their hand on one of those, or the defensive tackle out of Ole Miss, Robert Nkemdiche, look out for the Ravens defense. It could be back to being great real soon. And they could wreak havoc on the AFC once again. But this is going to be a down year for the Baltimore Ravens. That is just something they have to understand. Get over it and then reload. And they will. So do not write off the Baltimore Ravens in the future. So, I think I pretty much talked about everything. So, okay, really quick programming note. I said, oh God, I was going to upload the Q&A today. Sorry, I didn't have time to record it, but tomorrow, definitely. Tomorrow, Q&A video, NBA video, definitely. You can bet on it. It will be up. I guarantee it. I'm sorry for my lack of perseverance, but I will do it tomorrow. Okay, so stick around for that, James Carter TV. All right, until next time, James Carter TV. I'm out. Peace.